So a very warm welcome from my side. My name is Volker Sommer. I'm with Fujitsu. As you can hear from my accent, I'm from Germany, located close to Walldorf, where we have at Fujitsu our global SAP competence center. And I'm in the EMEIA headquarters at Fujitsu, being responsible for our SAP infrastructure solutions. What I want to go to show you what about the Fujitsu capabilities we have, what about reference customers, and of course our joint relationship we have with SUSE to show you. And as you maybe you are not aware of this, Fujitsu is really a very huge IT company with almost 160,000 employees around the world. So we have a very close relationship with SAP than more than 40 years. So when they begin with R2 whatever, we are already in a relationship with SAP. So we have more than 10,000 SAP customers on a worldwide base. We have almost 3,500 SAP consultants on a worldwide base. So we are there to support our customers and to, of course to support you. So we have, of course, also a lot of data centers around the world with all the necessary certification from SAP in this area. We have our local capabilities, we have local competence center, and of course, what's quite important, we have this SAP Global Competence Center in Walldorf, where we do a lot of things with SAP, where we develop things jointly with SAP. We are also engaged with the Hasso-Plattner Institute. We started with SAP in the very first beginning when HANA came to the market. We had the very first systems certified out in the market. And I think when it comes to HANA and the underlying infrastructure, I think we are one of the three top players in the market, according to the latest figures from Gartner. What I'm going to do, let's say, give you an overview about the capabilities, and I think also what we see is changing in the market. As you maybe have heard definitely from SAP, from Hasso-Plattner today, or from Bill yesterday, or all the other presentation, that it's about all digital transformation. This is also what we see from Fujitsu. So our company claim is digital co-creation. That means we are going to build a digital business together with our partners, together with our customers. We are not going to do this by our own. This is, I think, a joint effort of a lot of companies and of a lot of partners. So, but what I see is very important in this area, to have a starting point, to go into this direction, to go into digital business, to go in this direction, you have to prepare your data center. And I think the tasks and the things in the data center are going to change dramatically. They started already and they will change dramatically. So I would call it more or less a paradigm shift in the data center. So we have to deal about a lot of things coming with now SAP HANA as a first step with the memory technology, and then all the other things coming about. You need to have a different operation concept for all the SAP systems you have in your data center. So when you look at old, let's say, silo architecture, which are very, let's say, expensive, which are very slow, which are not agile enough, this needs to be rebuilt because you need a solid platform to drive into the digital business. And I think this is very important. I also want to point out here another topic. It's about hybrid IT. So no doubt about this. It's all about bringing some things or a lot of things into the cloud. So the cloud is there. We got it from all the SAP presentation from SAP. So also Fujitsu is there and serving cloud SAP services out of our data center. And I think it is even more important for the fast IT, for bringing things now into the digital business, to build up things, to create things, to develop things, to test things, and even, let's say, start very fast. You need to bring them into the cloud. But I also see that a lot of customers still have a huge part of their SAP, especially the product forms and their data, in their own data center. That means you need to have a connection between your on-premise solution and your cloud solution. You need to make sure that you have an operation concept for both. You need to make sure that your data is secure and all those stuff. And I think there we have a lot of things coming into the market in the next months or years regarding that. That's what I also mentioned. We are let's say, together with SAP, like the very first beginning, where we had those things. We guided the SAP through this complete process, and we are, let's say, have joined forces with SAP about it. I want to more go into this direction, and I think to be prepared in the data center for the next generation of, let's say, digital business, you need to have a solid infrastructure platform. So we have integrated systems. One of the most thing we have is, we call it PRIMEFLEX. This is the brand name of Fujitsu for integrated systems, and we have integrated systems for SAP HANA. This is quite successful in the market, so we have a lot of customers using this integrated system, and I think which is very important from your side. So it's a predefined thing. So we already tested all the components. We are taking care about the life cycle. So this is, for example, a very important topic. Once you have bringing in a new technology, a new Intel type of CPU, a new storage, a new operating system, whatever, these things are pre-tested and predefined in our labs. We are doing this centrally in order to support our customers. So we're taking care about the complete life cycle of these integrated systems as long as the integrated system is at your data center. We are going to integrate this completely in your data center environment, because I think it's very important. What about backup? What about disaster recovery? Especially when you go into SAP HANA and then into the digital business, it's more and more important that your infrastructure layer is reliable, that you have high availability solution for every SAP systems, because you need to have them up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you look at a lot of business in the world, so just one example, we are supporting the German aviation company, the Lufthansa, with our PRIMEFLEX solutions. That means, for example, every airplane of Lufthansa is connected to a SAP centrally being in Frankfurt. It's wherever this airplane is, if it's in Sydney, in Tokyo, in New York, or in San Francisco, whatever, to get the permission to start, I need a connection to the SAP system in Frankfurt and get, let's say, the permission and do all the checks. That means this central SAP system in Frankfurt is very, very important for Lufthansa, because if the system is down, no plane from Lufthansa is allowed to fly, to start. And then you can imagine that this is really a very crucial thing. So that's built up with an integrated systems we have over there, Lufthansa, and the Lufthansa said us, this is the most reliable system we ever had, because we do not have any downtime. So they are not even possible to have this system down for even 1 hour a year. That's not possible. And I think this is very important, especially when it comes also to the digital business, because if the customer is not able to access your system, he will be at the next company within a second. And that is important. And this, I think, especially when you look at the high availability, we have a lot of things developed and implemented together with SUSE, which we have integrated in our integrated system. Of course, we can deliver this as a completely appliance with internal disk, with the storage from Fujitsu. We are quite open there to deliver you single node systems, also scale out on a multi-node base. We can integrate storage with our strategic partner with NetApp. Of course, we integrate our own storage, and if you like, we can also integrate it to any other storage which is certified in this area. So we can also bring up this as a system which is preloaded, ready to run to your data center. And I think this is also a very important topic in this area. When you look at maybe other market participants in this area, please have a closer look. What is the service and all the things coming with this system? So we are going to deliver this as ready to run. That means it comes as a pre-tested, preloaded systems in your data center, and we can also bring it in your data center up and running and do all the necessary migration stuff and all those stuff to make it running. I think this is very important in this area. And of course, we also deliver a single solution contract, we call it. That means a contract for the complete system. We are taking care on the back end about the operating system from SUSE, about all the things in it, especially with the servers, definitely also with the storage, but all these players. So we have a one single solution contract, and whenever the system has an issue, you just call Fujitsu, and you don't have to care what is the thing behind. If it's, let's say, an issue of the storage, of that, whatever, we are taking care of all this, and I think this is also something which we deliver in this area. And again, what I really mentioned at the very beginning, and I still want to emphasize it, you have to make your data center ready for this digital transformation. When you look at SAP, SAP HANA 2.0, which was recently announced, I think one of the most important statements also from SAP is, in order to move into this direction, use all the capabilities and step into the digital business, first of all, modernize your IT platform. This is very, very important. This is our, let's say, suggestion for you. Talk to SUSE, talk to Fujitsu, talk to us both, say how we can really modernize and bring you up to the area in this area. Then find the right balance between agility and stability, because you need more agile system, because coming from the business, they said, oh, I need a new system, I have an idea. Could you please bring this up in 4 weeks? Or could you bring this up in 2 weeks? And therefore you need really a very agile IT and IT solution in order to meet these business needs. And of course, stability. So remember the reference topic about Lufthansa. You need to have a stable system, which is up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is very important. So once you have modernized your IT, you have to find the right balance between agility and speed. Then of course, get the right foundation, which is definitely the complete stack of SAP in this area. And we are really well prepared to deliver you the right infrastructure solution for this stack. And I think this is very important, especially when we are going to hide complexity. We are going to, let's say, make this very easier, and we are also driving this, let's say, I call it simplification, simplified. Because if it's an integrated systems, if we are going to bring up this up and running into your data center, if we are going to provide you with a complete solution, that makes your life much, much easier, makes the things simpler. And of course, that saves a lot of money and gives you a lot of speed in your data center. And I think this is very important. Then, beside the fact where we can help you modernize your IT, then of course we can also help you with all the necessary steps before. Find the right architecture. What is the right architecture for your purpose? What is so we are discussing with you. What are your plans for the future? What is your requirements regarding SLA? What are your requirements regarding high availability? What are your requirements for disaster recovery? So we have a lot of options over there. We are going to really guide you, and we are going to consult you what would be the right solution for you in this place. And we are going to implement this completely up and running in your data center. And so you can see, as I just mentioned, we have a lot of services in this area where we have predefined industrialized services in order to help you. It's not just bringing you the box and saying, okay, have fun with the box. We are really, it is our ambition to give you really a complete, ready to run solution. And first of all, see what is necessary. So we have a lot of services in the phase before we implement anything in the consultant design phase to help you what would be the right choice, what would be the right architecture, what would be the right approach. And then as soon as we have defined this together, then we are going to help you to implement this, to bring it to your data center, to integrate it in your data center, to integrate it in your data center processes, whatever, and do all the necessary migration stuff, whatever. And then, of course, last topic, what I mentioned with the solution contract, we have all those lifecycle services. We are going to support you with every item of this solution and say, okay, we are here, even if a multi-vendor environment, we can give you a solution contract. Just call Fujitsu, whether it's a storage system from XYZ or it's a server from XYZ, we can give you one contract and you have really a complete lifecycle service from Fujitsu in this area. So just to sum it up, I think with our integrated systems we have customer proof points that we are really very fast in project delivery. It's all about, I think also as I mentioned it and also Bill yesterday, it's all about speed. Who will be the first into this area in your vertical, in your branch, yeah? And I think there it's very important that we support you with a very fast project delivery. Scalability, or let's say, I would also say high validity, zero downtime. This is a very important topic. Remember the Lufthansa reference things I told you. We can really give you systems, we have almost zero downtime. And I think that is very important and even more important for business processes relying on the digital business in the near future. And what is also important, we are reducing the total cost of ownership by more than 50% with our integrated solutions, because we are delivering a ready-to-run system. You don't have to build it by your own. You don't have to, let's say, check and see what is the right things. It is already done, and we have a complete operational concept behind it. So really that cuts down your cost by more than 50% regarding total cost of ownership to manage and to run the system. And as you can see also, I think we can really support you in order to be much more smarter than any other in this area. So finally, we have really a very good joint success, which is SUSE and Fujitsu. Just to give you an overview, the Commerzbank, this is the second largest bank. So they used to get into in-memory computing SAP HANA using Fujitsu technology and the SUSE operating system / for SAP, and they have built the bank analyzer based on SAP HANA. So this is the first bank in the world using the bank analyzer on SAP HANA, and we have really supported this topic. And SAP and Commerzbank would say, okay, without an infrastructure solution from Fujitsu with its partner, we would never be successful to have such a project done in time, in budget. And I think this is really a very strong reference we have in this area where we can show our capabilities. So last but not least, I would like to encourage you. So please inform you at Fujitsu. So our booth is just around the corner. You can see in red Fujitsu, where we can show you a lot of let's say demos regarding this, and we have a lot of experts there, and definitely showing all the solution based on the SUSE / operating system. Thank you.